They are very, very difficult to beat. Simone Jardim and Paris Todd working their way through the winner's bracket here in our women's doubles at the 2023 APP Pickleball Superstore.com Philadelphia Open. They have won every gold medal match on the APP Tour that they have played together. The only stop on the APP Tour where it has not been Jardim and Todd at the top of the podium was St. Louis, and that's because Simone Jardim was not there. So they are looking to get back on top, but the ones who are going up against them, taking a look at our State Farm women's doubles gold medal match up, Allison Harris and Marie Humberg, these two playing together for the first time in St. Louis, but their partnership already has developed quite a bit in the last 2 weeks. Dom, what has stood out to you about Harris and Humberg in this newer partnership we're seeing on the APP Tour?
These two play loose, they play easy, they have smiles on their face, but they are not just happy to be here. They are competitors. But the difference for them is they like to play fast. They have great hands. Allison Harris and Mari Humberg, both new to the game and punching their ticket to Championship Sunday, been very impressive. They do a lot of inside out. They have Humberg on the left, Harris on the right. Harris goes a lot of inside out. So what I'm going to look for is wherever Paris Todd and Simone Jardim end up, whoever's on that left side, they got to protect that line when that ball goes to Harris's forehand, because I've seen her a lot the other day go inside out down that line.
So we got a little battle of the Brazilians here. The Brazilian women, Simone Jardim and Marie Humberg, both originally from Brazil, but the ties go even deeper than that because Simone Jardim, a tennis coach for 13 years, 9 of those she spent at Michigan State, right around when Marie Humberg was trying to decide, where am I going to play tennis in college? Simone actually recruited Marie Humberg, and Marie didn't go. She went to the University of Louisville instead.
No. She was like, no Spartans, I'm going to be a Cardinal.
There's actually, I think we're up to like 6 or 7 players now on the women's side across professional pickleball that were either recruited or played for Simone. So, you know, I'm not going to, well, the age was already showing it on there, but yeah, she used to look at it as that she was a mother to some of these kids and everything on the tour. But Simone and Paris still having fun out here competing, and you saw that yesterday. They came out, they played loose, they had fun, and Simone and I were actually talking a little bit last night and joking around that, you know, if some of the players actually went back and watched the broadcast or listened to the broadcast, they would get information on how to beat Simone and Paris, but they have a tendency to play the two of them backwards. They try to jam up Paris Todd, and that's exactly what she wants. She wants those balls that are tight into the body on the hips, and then they try to stretch Simone out. And that's what she wants. She wants the ability, and she will actually bait you into it, thinking that there's a hole in the middle where she can get extended on it and put a bigger swing. So if you extend Todd out, she has issues. If you jam Jardim up, she has issues. So it'll be interesting to see if Humberg and Harris can make an adjustment here and really kind of change things up on Jardim and Todd.
And let's just be clear, Simone may have a few years on these women, but when you watch her play, nobody commits to a ball more. There are times that she just full-on splays out on the court, and 9 times out of 10, not only does she fully commit, she gets the ball back.
And then we carry her up the stairs when she gets back to the hotel.
And we're underway here in our women's doubles gold medal match. Ball called out there, so it's going to be Allison Harris serving again with a 1-0 lead here in game 1.
Yeah, so Humberg cuts a lot of her balls, and it's good and bad because if she opens the face up too much, that ball's going to float. If she closes it off too much, she misses into the net there. So there's a very fine line with a lot of those cuts.
That's a nice job right there from Humberg pulling in the middle.
0-1-2. So it will be Simone Jardim with the second serve here.
Good counter there from Harris. Instead of going back to Jardim, she goes cross court, right hip of Paris Todd.
And a side out. No points scored by Jardim and Todd. It's going to be Marie Humberg with the serve.
Todd missing a sitter on the forehand side right there. The spin off of the return actually threw off Humberg when she went to go and hit that drop.
Humberg and Harris, like I mentioned, playing together for just the second time on this APP tour. But this partnership, one they both really, really like. Talking with them earlier in the week, they just feel like they complement each other's games. They have good chemistry with their attitudes.
And that's what you're going to get a lot of from Humberg and Harris, is that they're going to play some great defense. Allison Harris pretty much gets everything back that she can get a paddle on.
2-0-2. Allison Harris, based out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Trying to cut a little too much right there and being a little too cute is Humberg.
Looked like there was a lot of spin on that ball, too, making it a bit tricky to get back over.
Oh, wow, nice spot. I mean, that's a reach in with a full roll right there. It wasn't even a flick. Excellent control there from Humberg. Oh.
Marie Humberg going for the little dink and just can't get it over.
It was a touch frack. She kind of overran it a little bit there. Ended up with a windshield wiper.
There's a lot of terms there for those who are new to pickleball. Walk us through a frack first.
Well, it's a forehand backhand.
There you go.
And then the windshield wiper is you go from the forehand and go up and over to the backhand.
Thank you very much.
Like a windshield wiper.
Chad Edwards, also your pickleball encyclopedia. And unless you call him on it, sometimes he makes them up.
That's true. That's true.
Humberg going for that serve right there. I like it. Again, you want to be aggressive. You're playing the #1 team on tour. You got to play clean. But you got to play aggressive as that ball skips right off the line for Humberg.
So it's a tie game here in game one. Simone Jardim with the serve.
Oh, that ball got way behind Todd there. She went to hit an extremely big overhead, but caught it late.
Another look at it here. Two for Todd's serve.
Yeah, good ball there from Humberg. You know, it hasn't been the cleanest pickleball to this point, but you know, we're still in that little bit of feeling out process. And something that you mentioned going into it, Dom, is that majority of these players coming out here on Championship Sunday, they're coming out having not played. So it takes the first 5-6 points to start to get a rhythm. I mean, it's one thing to warm up, but actually getting to play at game speed.
Wow, what a drive there from Marie Humberg as that ball just clears the net, and I think Jardim was expecting it to clip the tape. Got handcuffed a little bit.
Harris moving a little too quickly there on that drop. You see her overcrowd it while she's trying to cut it.
2-3-1. So it's a side out. Paris Todd with the serve.
Oh, tweener. Yeah, that's a tough spot there. I mean, it's one thing to be running back and having to put yourself in a position where you have to hit a tweener, but there it's almost Humberg runs out of room trying to wait for that ball to be able to drop enough to hit that tweener.
Oh.
And around the post.
With authority from Jardim.
Yeah, Humberg didn't even move on that one. One getting a little too much angle here on the fourth from Harris. And Jardim going for the deep angle. Starting to feel it a little bit more now. They've got a little bit more pep in their step. Jardim really liking that forehand hook where she goes back crossbody, and we saw it yesterday where the player on the right tries to move out of the way thinking it's being hit the short court, and she's going to the deepest part of the court.
Well, we saw her do that too on the backhand side too, Chad, and you said it's something that she's been working on, is that flick right there from the forehand side and now that backhand side, which we saw yesterday.
So a timeout called on the court by Allison Harris and Marie Humberg. Probably a good one here because Paris Todd and Simone Jardim, like you guys were noting, finding themselves in a rhythm, and there is no place you'd like to avoid more as an opponent to those two than when they find a rhythm. That is the last thing you want when playing Simone Jardim and Paris Todd, because those two, they always talk about the trust that they have in each other and the communication, and that every single time they play together, the trust gets deeper, the communication gets better, and that is a scary thing to think about when you think about here in the 2023 APP Tour, they have won gold every single time they have played on Championship Sunday.
Well, they're being tested here early by Mari Humberg and Allison Harris. And Harris and Humberg, both newer to the sport, pairing up together. I like it.
It's a good partnership for sure. Like we said, we've seen it a time or two already, but Harris and Humberg certainly seeming pretty committed to playing together and to pickleball in recent months. Great placement there by Simone Jardim, stepping across the court for the two-hand backhand.
Well, and that's part of the trust right there. Todd hits an excellent drop right there. Jardim's going to come up and crash, but you saw when she crashed in the middle, Todd was already coming over to cover that right side. It's what we discussed in mixed doubles between Barr and Diescu as well. It allows you to take some chances, create some pop-ups, and know your partner's going to be there to finish the point.
So wind at the back of Allison Harris and Mari Humberg right now, and as soon as Jardim throws that ball up, it just died, didn't go anywhere. That's overhead practice there.
Good pressure there from Harrison Humberg, getting that ball down.
So it'll be Marie Humberg with the serve.
That's a good spot right there from Jardim. She gets Harris fully extended down that sideline.
Allison Harris now with the serve.
And again, we saw it there with the cut drop from Mari Humberg. If it's not perfectly timed or the angle of the paddle is not correct, that ball is either going to float or flatten out. And that one floated up nicely. Jardim and Humberg looking at each other, kind of grimacing. Ball was called out by the line judge.
But the reason that ball does go wide is because of the pressure of Jardim in the middle. Harris trying to keep it away from her.
Jardim just got on top of that last one a little too much. Slaps it right into the top of the net, but excellent defense there from Todd and Jardim, and the pressure from Harris and Humberg.
That entire point, Marie Humberg was just saying, you, because Allison was doing such a good job getting those balls back over, controlling the pace of that point. But that last point going to Jardim, and Todd got an 8-3 lead here in game one.
Perfect spot there from Allison Harris. Had Jardim full sprint up. The only spot she had open was down that middle, down that center service line. She found it.
So it's a side out, and it's going to be Marie Humberg serving to Paris Todd.
Ooh, that's nice little inside out there from Harris.
I think Todd and Jardim stopped playing there. They thought that serve was deep. Players can't call it on the court.
So Championship Sunday, we do have referees watching the lines, making sure everything is as accurate as it possibly can be.
Oh, Harris had them. I'm surprised Todd didn't go around the post there, because it put her into a tough position as she's trying to come back here. Humberg hits it right into her body, jams her up. Excellent ball. Harris just takes a little too big of a backswing.
Wow, and just to be able to keep that ball in, it's so easy to overhit and overroll that. So beautifully done by Simone Jardim, and she just, you always say, Chad, brushes up the back of that so nicely.
8-4-1. 8-4-1 for Todd's serve.
Yeah, Humberg trying to cut it again. A little too much. She takes that ball out of the air. It was going to be a good job of cutting down the reaction time, but she rushes through the motion. Yeah. Harris trying to move to the right to clear herself to hit that backhand. Humberg started coming over as well. There was a little bit of hesitation there between the two. Harris ends up pulling it wide.
So it's a game point opportunity. Paris Todd with the serve. And Simone Jardim finding that spot in the middle we like to call the point of contention, because it is where you can aim. That makes it very tricky for partners to communicate whose it is. So game one goes to Simone Jardim and Paris Todd. We've got game two of our women's doubles gold medal match here in Philadelphia when we come back.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of the APP Tour.
APP is presented by Skechers, Power Plate, Yola, and Level Up. Simone Jardim and Paris Todd with an opportunity here to win the gold medal with this game. They take game 1 over Marie Humberg and Allison Harris here in our women's doubles gold medal match. And now it's going to be Paris Todd with the serve to get us started here in game 2. Paris Todd, originally from Orange County, California, now calls Florida home. Moved there full-time to pursue pickleball. I would say it's worked out for her pretty well so far. Todd already with 2 Triple Crowns this APP Tour season, which means that she won the gold in all 3, women's singles, mixed doubles, and women's doubles.
Ooh. Just wide. Jardim hits you around the ATP, just in case.
Mari Humberg leaving that forehand a little bit short, so it's going to be another quick side out.
0-0-1.
Good speed up there from Todd. Takes a step back, clears herself, and gives herself a little bit of time to see where Humberg's paddle is going to be. She goes cross-body, jams up Humberg, and forces that ball to go wide. That's combined backspin.
That's a nasty drop right there. If Paris Todd can't get to that.
So it puts Todd and Jardim onto their second serve, 1-0-2.
Relentless right here with the attack from both Jardim and Todd.
Well, again, that's something that Simone and I were talking about last night, is that they're both going out and they're looking to attack, and they are not going to let go or stop that attack until the point's done.
Allison Harris with the overhead that sails long.
There's that Jardim, like you talk about the consummate veteran. She threw that lob up, then she looked up again at the sun to check where it was, just in case she wants to do it again. Instead, she just goes two-handed backhand down the line.
Humberg is questioning. We'll take a look at it right here. It's inside the line. Yeah, Mari, it was inside the line. Yeah.
So we're getting confirmation here from all sides that ball was in.
No, we just looked at it in a replay.
Simone Jardim.
No, I'm just helping. Just helping.
I'm not supposed to help.
This is interactive.
Well, she wanted to call the timeout to check. We saved her a timeout.
Oh. Wow. I mean, Jardim, before she hits this, she almost looks up, like you said before, to see where they were. She saw a little opening in the middle, and even though Allison Harris gets that ball in the middle, she knows she's going to have a put away on the next ball.
Well, and that's part of, we talk about dead dinks, right? There's dinking with a purpose. There's a little bit more of an aggressive dink, and then there's the dead dink. The dead dink is that ball that just sits up, and it's right in front, and that gives you the time, or it gives your opponent the time to check your positioning on the court. So if you are being pressured into that and you're just getting balls back and you're putting them back over the net and not really doing anything with it, you're putting yourself in such a difficult situation there. And both Jardim and Todd are being a little bit more aggressive with their drops, a little bit more aggressive with the dinks, and both Harris and Humberg are going for those cut, backspin, open face dinks that if the face opens up too much, yes, it does get over, but it sits there and it doesn't do anything.
So Harris and Humberg up 5-0, or trailing 5-0, excuse me, here in game 2.
I was just helping Mari.
It's game 2 here.
Simone telling me that I can only be helpful if it was against her. She missed it, then I could call it out.
Yeah, and right now you have Paris Todd and Simone Jardim just feeling it and back to kind of their normal ways here as they started off a little slow. But like you said, Chad, it's a feeling out process early.
Switching there.
There's nothing for them to do right there. Simone just slapping at it. I don't know. There's no way it was even going to get around the post.
So it's a side out. Allison Harris with the serve.
Again, it's the spot there from Jardim. She goes crossbody on Harris. She's sitting heavy backhand, so then going into that left shoulder.
Mari sending that serve a few inches long, so it's going to be another side out.
6-0-1.
Paris Todd with the serve. Great hands there by Humberg. Simone going to play from the ground. The speed up there from Humberg, but Paris Todd ready for it.
She thought about getting up and then just stayed down, right? Because that was where she was going to be better off playing from that position.
It actually gives her more time. She's done it a couple of times. If she tries to get up, she would have been caught getting up when the next ball comes back.
Yep.
So she recognizes it sets, knows that she can just play one more and buy herself some time to get back up.
And that's why I say Simone may have a few years on some of these players, but her ability to play from the ground, on the run, from her knees if she needs to, she just goes all out every single time.
Well, it's almost like Bruno Folletto yesterday when we were watching it. He went on his back 27 times, but he was rushing to get back up, and it put himself into a tough situation. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty.
Beautiful around the post from Marie Humberg. Even Simone Jardim giving a little bit of a clap of approval there.
1-7-1.
Take another look. Live action now.
Second server.
Harris was all over that, but again, just taking a little too big of a backswing. She makes contact level with the hip. That ball comes out flat. Got to start the swing from that hip, not behind it. Just rolls it off the paddle.
Well, that's that inside out I was talking before we started that I saw Allison Harris do numerous times yesterday. Just a little inside out behind. Beautifully done.
Marie Humberg and Allison Harris now with 2 points on the board here in game 2.
Oh, she missed it. Missed another sitter right there. The issue with Todd on the overhead sometimes is that you watch how long her backswing is, and then that ball's back behind her head when she makes contact. And Dom, you and I have talked about it before. The contact for an overhead is out in front.
Out in front.
It's not actually over your head.
Correct.
Good leave there by Marie Humberg.
Yeah, Mari letting that ball go as Humberg and Harris force Jardim and Todd into a timeout here as they get back within 3. A nice little run here from Humberg and Harris.
So Mari Humberg and Allison Harris, a little bit of a run here, like you mentioned. 4 straight points, while Simone Jardim and Paris Todd have been sitting at 7 for quite some time. This is the Philadelphia stop of the 2023 APP Tour, but let's take a look at their Discount Tire upcoming schedule because we have back-to-back-to-back action here on the APP Tour. Next up, next weekend, we head to Chicago, and then we go to New Jersey before we hit Atlanta, Dallas, Houston. Whole lot of action still to come here on the 2023 APP season.
We just like Dallas so much. We love it. But again, that Texas swing going to be a lot of fun.
Especially in October. Hopefully we'll get away from some heat at that point in the year, right? Maybe?
Not the next 2 weeks. I know that.
Well, no.
What?
Texas in October?
Yeah.
I said Texas in October.
Texas in October, still no. The only place that's going to be cooler is, well,
nowhere.
Nowhere on that. Nowhere on that screen.
Sheet, no. Nowhere we will be.
Humberg with the serve now.
That's an old school high arcing third shot drop right there, and it baited Paris Todd into trying to get that out of the air.
5-7-2.
So Humberg and Harris on a run.
Yeah, Humberg trying to speed up. Her feet weren't in the right position. Neither was the body. So very difficult speed up there for her. Dropped a little too far back behind the kitchen line.
So they do have to give the ball back to the side of Simone Jardim and Paris Todd, but not before they go on a little 5-point run on their service side.
Oh, trying to turn that defense into offense real quick was Simone Jardim, but can't get that up and over the tape.
7-5-2.
Paris Todd now with the serve.
Good counter there from Murray Humberg. Recognizing the drive there from Todd, using the power for that one to get it back down at the feet.
5-7-1.
Really important side out.
And great recognition.
Bringing the word back.
Wow, great setup there from Mari Humberg as Paris Todd thought that ball was out.
We'll take a look at it down the sideline here. Looked like that ball was actually in right there, catching the line. Line judge right here couldn't see because Todd was going for the ball.
I didn't see it either. It's a replay.
So having some clarifying questions here because the ball originally called in. Paris Todd calling for clarification. Let's take another look here.
But we're getting word from here from Bob Swisshelm. He is shaking his head saying, no, it is not a replay.
So we could see from the replay. So the point stands is the call on the court. Here's another look at that. Hard to get an accurate look at it there, but we did have a really good angle, and certainly that ball far from obviously out. I wouldn't say. So the referee calling all four players to the center net here. Have a little discussion. The score currently at 6-7 with that last call.
Players.
So 6-7-1. That ball out.
Second server.
He was loud with that call.
6-7-2.
6-7-2 now for Harris.
Side out.
And a really quick side out here. So Harris and Humberg getting another point on the board, but it's still Simone Jardim and Paris Todd with the lead here in Game 2 of our women's doubles gold medal match.
Yeah, it's a little too much risk there from Humberg. She's trying to brush up the back and create some heavy topspin on the forehand, but you see it there. She gets too much lift. Todd's able to attack with that two-hand backhand and then finish with the overhead.
So I got a ruling from Andy Jones, one of our referees here, USA Pickleball certified referees. And I asked Andy what the ruling is. Line judge didn't see it. The referee didn't see it. So by rule of thumb, if you don't see it, the ball is in.
So the correct call made on the court because the ball and the point were given to Harris and Humberg. Jardim goes for the lob, but Humberg more than ready for it with the overhead winner.
But that's so tough to get it back down into the kitchen from her positioning there and not hit it into the net.
Ooh, skims the top of the net.
Harris trying to be a little too fine there. Catches the top of the net and brings up match point for Jardim and Todd.
Paris Todd and Simone Jardim can win the gold with this point here. Instead, it is a side out. Humberg and Harris not going quietly into the night.
6-10-1.
Or the afternoon. It still is here in Philly.
That ball's deep. Humberg going for a little too much. Good ball movement there from Jardim and Todd. Never hitting a ball into the same spot twice. 6-7, 6-10.
Yeah.
So 6-10-2 the score for Humberg serve.
Ooh, big forehands there from Humberg.
And she just missed that. That wasn't that far out right there on the forehand.
Another look at it.
10-6-1.
So another match point opportunity here for Paris Todd and Simone Jardim. And Simone Jardim ends it with that cross-court backhand. Paris Todd and Simone Jardim are your women's doubles gold medalists yet again here in Philadelphia. We'll be right back and hear from both teams when we return.
We save time when we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Which means more time
Wait, take a check.
Kyle, it's pickleball.
Every time. 002.
Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
And the Boca Raton championship point here for Simone Jardim and Paris Todd. Chad.
Yeah, Jardim and Todd having some fun out there today. Couple of overheads here from Jardim and Todd trying to finish this one off. But again, it's the touch volley from Jardim, and Humberg not able to catch up to it. So an excellent effort from Humberg and Harris, but Jardim and Todd pulling this one out. And we have AJ McCord that's down courtside with all 4 players.
It is time for your gold medal match interview, powered by Franklin. The crowd really getting into that women's doubles gold medal match. Give it up for both of our ladies teams here. A fantastic gold medal match we have here in Philadelphia. I'm going to get to Simone Jardim and Paris Todd in just a minute. But first, we have Allison Harris, Mari Humberg. You guys have played together now for the 2nd straight week. You got a bronze in St. Louis. Here, upping that medal to a silver. Mari, what has been the thing that you guys have been able to improve upon your game from St. Louis to Philadelphia?
I think, honestly, it's a pleasure playing next to her. She's so much fun to play with all the time. Our communication has just improved so much over time. I know what she's going to do. She knows what I'm going to do. I make some crazy choices sometimes, and she's there to back me up. So I think just communication in general. Just awesome to play with her.
Allison, what about for you? What's your favorite part about playing with Mari?
I think our games just complement each other so well, and like we just have so much fun on and off the court together, and that just makes it so much more fun and easy.
What else could you ask for except for maybe a silver medal? Let's go ahead and get these women their hardware. Congratulations, Allison Harris, Mari Humberg, your silver medalist here in Philadelphia. And now they're back. Simone Jardim and Paris Todd. We missed this duo in St. Louis, but here you are, reunited in Philadelphia. Simone, how did you guys manage to just pick up right where you left off?
Oh my gosh, you got me into singing. Reunited.
Oh no.
So good.
Oh no.
It's now karaoke. Just kidding. Paris is leaving. She's over it.
I'm not having any of this. No, I mean, honestly, like, talk about, like, congratulations to the 2 of you. You guys played awesome. I mean, another Brazilian here joining. It's always good to have more of us. And then Allison, of course. The lobs, Eileen Geiger will be very proud. So that's Nashville people. We love it there. But, Paris, talking about knowing what each other's doing. I think Paris and I, sometimes I just asked her, I was like, she was sitting on something because before I even hit it. And I was like, you knew exactly what I was going to do before I even did it myself. So I think that's a part, like a huge part of having success on the pickleball court. So.
And Paris, every single time we see you two on Championship Sunday in women's doubles, you are in this gold medal match. You are taking home the gold. How do you manage that consistency week in, week out? When I know how busy your guys' schedules are, how do you stay that consistent together?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really just trust between us. And even like she said, there's certain balls she hits. She's like, you know what I'm doing? And I'm like, yeah, I got your back. I know what you're going to do. So, but it's just about having fun. And I want to say congrats to them. It's nice to see some new faces on the APP Tour and just in pickleball in general. So I think it's great for the sport. And let's just keep it going and bring more people in. And excited for just staying on court with this girl. I got my girl back, is what I keep saying. It made me appreciate her.
And I'll tell you that when I started playing this game, there weren't this many women. So proud of all the women participating. It's huge because back in the day, the guys would say, oh, why do they have equal prize money when their draws were double the size of ours? Well, I'm pretty sure that our draw was just as big as theirs. So let's go, ladies.
Let's go, ladies. But make no mistake, if you're a new face in pickleball, these are the 2 that you're going to have to beat in women's doubles. Congratulations to our gold medalists here in Philadelphia, Simone Jardim and Paris Todd. We'll be right back on ESPN+.
Dun, 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 dun.